Okay, out here, Savage Gulf, going to one of these overlooks. Looks like I have about a 2.5, 3 mile hike, and I need to be there in an hour. So at a hiking pace of about 4 miles an hour, a little chipmunk just ran by, I should be out there. A lot of cars in the parking lot. This far overlook, most people probably won't be out unless they're backpackers, just because it'll be about a 3 mile hike out in the dark. I'm going to try to start doing some vlogging on my excursions out hiking. I think it might interest a few of y'all. I'll do some time lapses at the end. I've been out, a little bit about me, I've been out doing photography, I can't talk today, for, well, this is about 2006, seriously. And anywho, I've been hiking these trails most of my life and very familiar with them. Haven't been this overlook in about 3 years. I was not pleased with my capture, or rather my processing. Shooting with a different camera today, taking out my Canon EOS R. I'm not going to shoot any film today. I do shoot film as well as digital, primarily a film shooter these days, but for specific shoots where I want a desired result, I shoot digital for obvious reasons. But I hope you will enjoy. Oh, there's a bunch of little squirrels running around. I hope you'll enjoy these series. I'm going to try to remember to do this. I'll just kind of document my hike out, tell you where I'm at, do a little time lapse of the sunset, and maybe show you a final image if it's even worthy. You never know how the light's going to play with you. Sometimes, a lot of times, it come out as a dud. So this is a beautiful hike out here. So I'll try to do a few clips to give you a little idea. So just check in. Hopefully this will work. I'm using a GoPro Hero 9 right now with the media mod on it. We'll see what settings I use. But anyways, see y'all shortly. Coming up over this suspension bridge. There's a lot of these up here in the South Cumberland State Park series. They just designated Savage Gulf, which is part of South Cumberland State Park, this natural area, as a state park recently. Kind of bouncing along. My dogs have always been a little bit nervous coming over this. Of course, they can swim through the creek, and they usually like that instead. These pine trees are being decimated by the pine beetle, the Japanese or Asian pine beetle, invasive species. These woods up here on the plateau are slowly changing into a hardwood forest, as I believe they were pre-logging days. But smaller hardwood growth, mature pines are dying, which is sad. There is a stand of virgin pines about 5 miles out. I've only been to it once. Never knew about it. It's just a little spur trail, but pretty impressive. A bunch of old rail lines through here. The small gauge lines for when they were doing logging and coal mining through here, but we're on one now. And you can't really tell. There's a lot of old coal dust and ash on the ground. We're also going through a layer of coal anyways. You can find big chunks of coal on the ground. There's coal in this mountain, but you can see maybe on the right and the left where it's been built up through here. little rail bed, you know. There is a trail called the Dinky Line, a little about a mile from here, and that was an old rail line as well. But we're on this one, so I just want to let you see it. We're going to be going this way. Usually, and I'll be down here this winter, going that way down to the falls. It's a good place to do some waterfall photography. So dry right now, it's not even worth going. Anyways, I was talking earlier about the pine beetle blight on the pine forest. I went through a section. Haven't been back here in a couple of years. It looks like a clear cut had happened in the last year, and it was grown over. It wasn't a clear cut. It was the pine trees just being decimated. There is a virgin stand of hardwoods, of pine trees, about 5 miles out. And I don't know if they've treated it, but it's protected. Great big pine trees. Of course, if you're on the West Coast, nothing like those sugar pines. But we're on the East Coast. Trees don't get as big as out there. Certainly not like the sequoias. But even those sugar pines are huge. But for out here, they're quite impressive. Maybe this winter I'll take a hike out there. But it's about a 10-mile, 11-mile round trip. Here's a good example. See all the fallen pine trees all around? They just die and then they get blown over. This is a whole nother decimated section. I'm sure some strong winds came through here and pushed them over. They were already dead. What a shame. Well, hardwoods will be coming back, which they already are. So, anywho, I'm out of here. I'm gonna need to pick up the pace. I'm walking a little slow. Okay, this looks to be Rattlesnake Point Overlook. However, I don't know if I'm going to stay here or not. Nobody's here. I've had people here before. The leaves have just about gone, as you can see. Very few down there. This has been better about 2 weeks ago. Problem is I was out on the plateau 2 weeks ago and the colors had not changed. The drought had just, thing turned brown and then dropped immediately. And we did have some storms, so probably blew a lot of it off. I'd like to go across. There's an overlook over there. I'm gonna check my watch. I don't know if I have enough time to get over there. It's fantastic hiking along that. I'm gonna check my watch. Otherwise, I'm gonna set up here. So it's not the greatest viewpoint here. There's a lot of scrub, as you can see right in front of me. Wish it was gone. Well, anyways, I'll let you know in a minute what I'm gonna do. So this is where I'm gonna make my stand this evening at Rattlesnake Point. I am not super pleased with this overlook. Too much scrub here, too much scrub there. Just not the overlook I was hoping for. There's a nice little spot right down there I could get to, but there's no clear view. I'm just not pleased. Straight across, about 200 yards across, is where I want to be. But by looking at the map, it's about another mile go up and around that ravine. And A, I may not get there in time. B, I don't want a 3-mile hike out in the dark. C, I don't have any water with me. I do in the truck, but I just did not want to make the hike. So this is where we're gonna make the stand. Starting to get a little bit of color anyways. So sometimes you just got to make do with what you get. Future planning is I'll be going out there, do some winter landscapes. I don't know, I'll look for the right kind of clouds and I'll try to make a planned trip. Maybe next weekend, we'll see. There'll still be a little bit of color. Maybe next Thursday. So what are we talking, 5 days from now? A little bit I'm gonna tell you about the gear. So Gitso tripod, carbon fiber. It's an older one. I got it on eBay for under $100. New, these are about $1,000. So got it for steel. Hoping to shoot some more medium format and large format this winter. I wanted a bigger tripod, but but light enough so I could take it out with me. Canon EOS R, shooting with EF 1740L. Should have brought the 24-105 for more reach, but I think I can probably do some cropping in the camera. In the computer screen to give me what I want. I'm probably going to do this gear I'm taking. And that's a Boygan Manfrotto head. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Peak Design quick release plate. Boots, hiking boots. Danner Mountain Light. On the wrist is the Vostok Kommandierski. Little cheap field watch, all mechanical, hand wind. Anyways, yeah, so I'll do some time lapse now. Hopefully we'll get something worthy.